I was going to start with an apology, and now I think I need to start with two apologies, because I don't think what I've got to show you is going to be kind of as inspiring and emotional and amazing as some of the chats we've had tonight from some of the most inspirational people I know. And also, the other apology was that I don't actually think what I've got to show you is anything particularly new or anything particularly amazing, but it might just be something that you could try if you get 5 minutes, or that it's just something to add to your toolbox, your ever-expanding toolbox. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the timeline and introduce the concept of the timeline. Okay, and to do that, I've given you a timeline, so hopefully you can kind of see an example of that in action and work out when I've nearly finished as well. Okay, so you can sort of just wait until the end. And the timeline kind of came around because of this challenge of 100-minute lessons. And talking to the GTS travel crew coming from Ilfracombe and West Down, discussing like how can we manage 100 minutes, both for ourselves teaching and for those children as well. Coming to 100 minutes sometimes feels like this massive, you can watch Die Hard with a Vengeance in 100 minutes. So, how are we going to get across all these concepts? So, this is an example of my timeline, and you can see. Oh, you can't quite see. Oh, there it is. There we go. I've got a laser, so I can try and point to stuff. And so, kids walk in and they can see your timeline straight away. And my writing's not particularly neat, so obviously you can do yours better and smaller and anything you like. So you've got to start there, so kids know where it all begins. And then all the tasks going along right to the finish, so kids know when it's going to end. And they can see what's expected of them. And you can also see that I've marked there opportunities for some reward points, so that they know that when they do that task, that's what's going to happen. They're going to get some reward points or something else. Okay. So other ways that it's going to benefit the students. Okay. Like I just said, it gives them a preview of what's to come, what's going to happen, what they're going to do this lesson. It helps them track their progress, so they can kind of see, right, I've done this, now I'm expected to do this, I'm going to do this soon, and then I can go to lunch. It helps them pace themselves, so they can see what, again, what's expected of them. I'm going to save myself for this bit because it's watching the video, so I don't have to necessarily, concentrate too hard. I can save myself for the big evaluation task at the very end, where I need to use all of what I've learnt this lesson. And like I've just shown you with the picture, see opportunities to earn rewards, okay? Which, like I say, doesn't have to be reward points. It could be, 5 minutes of, in my lesson, maybe, just looking online, just something that is beneficial, not related to learning necessarily. Being aware of expectations, seeing everything that they need to do by the end of that lesson, so that they can go to that lunchtime, or so that they can go, go home. Right, moving on. How can it help teachers? Okay, so I said at the start, it's not just about trying to help our pupils, but how can it benefit us, the timeline? Okay, it allows us to quickly plan a lesson. If I go all the way back, believe it or not, that did not take me very long. It's just one line, and then you just mark off, what you want to do. You can incorporate your learning objectives into that, so they're always visible. Okay, so it doesn't have to be, it can be what you want. Oh, bear with me. There you go. Allows us to quickly plan a lesson. Deliver the lesson objectives visually. Okay, so it's not just bullet points of text. That is kind of like a paragraph. Like I say, when you've got my writing, just a paragraph of text of lesson objectives is not particularly nice to look at, but you can split those lesson objectives up throughout the timeline. You can pace yourself. Okay, so maybe you're rushing ahead, or maybe sometimes it happens we've forgotten to do something that's crucial to the lesson, and then you've got somebody like Maddie New that goes, so you haven't done dirt time yet. Can we go back and do dirt time, please, sir? So it helps you sort of see, it's almost like a visual diagram of your lesson plan. It helps remind you. It also allows students to lead learning, so they can go, we've done this, let's move on, or let's go back. Can we go back to this stage of the timeline because I don't remember that. I haven't learnt it. So it gives a little bit of independence to them. and allows written stipulations. I wrote this quite late last night. I can't remember what that means. But it sounded good just before I emailed it to John. So anyway, it's not just. I don't think this is just something that can be used in ICT. I think we can use them in other lessons as well, which is why I'm saying please give it a go. And just to humour me, my good friends Simon and Laura have tried it in maths to see how it could work in maths. Simon's tried it in music. And most recently, Mr. Whiteman, the non-specialist, was trying it out in ICT as well. So I've got, it's nice to see other people's examples of how they've used it. Where are we at? Other interesting points, because I'd like you to take this idea and make it your own idea. Okay? Timings are flexible. Please don't write, like minute-by-minute account, because that is going to take you ages, and you're not going to be able to stick to it. So make sure it's flexible. Don't micromanage it. You could use different colour board pens to represent different things, so that once you get to using a blue pen for maybe over ball points, they know that's what it means. Red for dirt time, so they know, at some point they've got dirt time coming up. Or again, make those colours what you want. It could be as simple or as complicated as you like. That's one I tried to use for the department review, and I completely just overdid it. It's just, I don't know. I just try to cram in everything as we do sometimes. Different colours, all sorts. So like I say, it could be, make it as simple as you like. And pop in little bits of numeracy, just to make everybody happy. So you don't have to have it like 50%. You could mix it up. Look, I've got a 2/3 of the way through, so kids can see. Right, I'm 25% of the way through. Halfway through, I'm halfway towards lunch, or I'm halfway towards the end of school. So you pop in little bits. It don't have to be percentages. It could be fractions. And look, we're nearly at chocolate time. So thank you for listening. That's just something for your toolkit. Thank you very much.